be just the way that a man and a girl are supposed to be. Hey baby, I got the feeling that we gon' be together for a while. It's that DJ that want those songs. We gon' party on that, party on that, party on that. We got something going on. It's that DJ that want those songs. We gon' party on that, party on that, party on that. Do you wanna be my baby?
Me compadre.
Do you wanna be my baby? I'll make sure we keep on dancing. I'm a king, you a queen, we gon' rule the dance floor. 'Cause that's my quality. I'll make you move slow motion. The night was meant for you and me, baby. Hey baby, I got this feeling that we gon' be together for a while. It's that DJ on those songs. We gon' party on that, party on that, party on that. We got something going on. It's that DJ on those songs. We gon' party on that, party on that, party on that. You don't see you and me together for always. You and me, true loving, baby.
Mark G, Cabo Haitian.
Yeah. Welcome to Club Shada episode 404. That's a lot of episodes. Don't hesitate to share this live, put some likes, put the flags of where you're watching from. I hope everybody is doing great. I'm a little late of an hour and some. Happens. It is what it is. You will watch the replay if you're sleeping already. I hope everybody's doing great. Don't forget to like this live and share it to whoever is your people. This show is brought to you by Shada, Gods of Good Fortune. We don't have a stream royalty, so if you're on YouTube, you can do a super chat of anything to become the new stream sponsor. That's on YouTube, Kaysha.tv. Big up to those who are watching from Twitter. Big up, or X. Big up to those who are watching from YouTube. Big up to those who are watching from Facebook. Big up to those who are watching from Twitch. And big up to all that are watching from TikTok. So wherever you're watching from, put the flag of where you're watching from. It's important. You know how we do. And of course, big up to our sponsors, Freethinker, SOS Music, etc., 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 etc. How was your weekend? My weekend was good. My mom got a hip surgery 3 days ago, so I've been running around taking care of her and running errands, taking care of everything she needs for that. So this stress is done. She had I think it was the left hip or the right hip last year, and this year is the other one, wherever. And everything went fine, so it's cool. I'm happy. It's all blessed. I forgot to do this. Oh, there you go. And yeah, so my dad just arrived too. So we here. Taking care of everything that has to be taken care of for the parents. I want to talk about two things today. Big up Daniela, big up Didi, big up, who's here? It's interesting too. TikTok, there's not enough life. Put some likes. It's very interesting to look how the algorithm rock. What up, Ross? It's very interesting to see how the algorithm works when you don't go live at the exact time that you used to go. What up, Madagost? It's very interesting. It changes the dynamic of your live stream, because you might not be shown to your normal people because you're not live on the time where they're supposed to see you live, or maybe they're sleeping already, whatever. So anyway, listen, it is what it is. Thanks, Madagost. But because I'm recording this show, for those who don't know, Wednesday is the French show, Sunday is the English show, and because it's all recorded on YouTube, to me it doesn't matter in reality. To me, what is important is the people who will watch the show after. Abdul Sanule, sadly, he's been cancelled. Je sais pas si vous en annoncez déjà, mais yeah, it's over. JC, what up? Ezekiel, what up? How you doing? I hope you're doing good. How was the Grammys? You've been doing your thing, huh? When are you receiving your first Grammy? Make us proud, nephew. Make us proud. We're waiting. C'est ça faut faire, no? What up, Harry? I hope you're doing good. Yeah, Abdul, Abidjan got canceled, so I had a show 14th of February in Ivory Coast after probably 15 years not going there. And sadly, I don't know if they didn't sell enough tickets. I think it was more the plane tickets were really costing them way too much. So I don't know, maybe they didn't think about this early. But they actually called me yesterday to tell me that it was canceled. So yeah, it is what it is. Kerem Deschal, what up? Yeah, what are we gonna do? There's nothing you can do. You know, sometimes the show happens, sometimes it don't. What you have to do, and that is very important, and this is what I did. The rule, listen, there's some rules when it comes to as a creator, as a somebody who performs, whatever, not somebody who performs. There's something that you have to do that is very important, is like whenever you have somebody that wants to book you as a DJ, as a singer, as a dancer, you always have to put in the contract that for the date to just be in your planning, you must have 50%. So that when they decide to cancel, it is also in your contract that these 50%, they're yours. And yeah, listen, that's exactly what I did. This is one of all my contracts for shows, this is one of the rules that are there. There's one rule, is the type of hotel I want, the type of flights I want, 50% at the reservation. And in contract, you have to put that they cannot do any promo with your name, not put any photo with your name in it, unless they paid 50% of your cachet. This is something that I don't play with because of these type of things. We're gonna be there, and you're gonna book, and you're gonna close a date with somebody. So you're not gonna accept other shows on the same date. For them to cancel 2 days before travel? Nah. At least when they cancel, if you had your 50%, whatever your price is, if you have your 50%, listen, you can take those 50% and go dinner. Yeah, I'm gonna find myself some Valentine's Day dinner restaurant and use that money for that and buy my wife a gift. This is something I learned early. When it comes to your business, you cannot be emotional. You have to implement those things. That's very, 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 very important. Yeah, so listen, when they told me, yeah, it's canceled, I was like, all right, peace, bisous. Architect Yed, what up? It is true, yeah. Goloza, what up? The Grammys were awesome. We saw Beyonce, Jello, Bruno Mars, Kendrick, everybody. We ended the night at the after party with Kanye West. That guy's really something. I'm working in the shadows now. Amazing. I hope to get my Grammy nomination in like 2 years if everything is all right. Wow, 2 years? Listen, we are rooting for you. We are rooting for you. Crazy. I was having a very interesting conversation about the art of reinventing yourself. And it's very interesting that there's a lot of people who they are scared to reinvent themselves because of the public, because of the fans, because of whatever they built. And they believe that they cannot rebrand themselves or even do something else because whoever put them in a box, and they are scared to, they're scared to change some things because they will piss off the early believers. And every time I have conversations with people, I always ask them the same question. If you had 1,000 fans, your very first 1,000 fans, and you're happy and you thankful for those very first believers, but you cannot make a living just pleasing those 1,000 people. Now, you have the possibility to acquire 5,000 brand new fans, but you have to change a little bit your business model. You end up saying to yourself, I cannot betray my first 1,000 people. And this is where I'm like, wait a minute, what? And I'm like, do you guys know how to do some calculations? Because if you lose 1,000 people that don't want to see you succeed, they just want you to stay the same, but you win 5,000 people, so it is a total of 6,000 people, but you lose 1,000 people. In the end, you have a net of 5,000 people. So let's say you make, from your 1,000 people who support you early, you only make, I don't know, 500 a month. And you cannot even pay your rent with that. But they're like, yeah, don't change. If you change, you're going to be betrayed, blah, 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 blah. But with the 5,000, you would make 3,000 and you would be able to pay your rent and go to the restaurant and invest in your art and etc. And you could still from time to time give a nugget to the early believers, to the people who refuse change. Well, why would you lose the 5,000 new people because of the first 1,000? It makes zero business sense. I understand the emotional connection to the people who were there for you in the beginning, but sometimes these people, they do emotional blackmail with you. They're like, hey, don't change. So listen, if I followed my first 1,000 fans or my first 1,000 supporters, I would still be doing rap. I would have never tried to do a rap on a zouk. I would still be singing everything in English in a certain way, in a New York way. I would never have tried to sing in English, in Spanish, in Portuguese. Maybe I would still live in France. But I'm the king of reinventing myself because I really believe that once you've done something, it's time to do the next thing. So it's really a thing of, it's two things. Sometimes people are scared to change. Not only they're scared to change for themselves, but they're also scared to change for their followers. And at the same time, every time you do something, you might also feel like, oh, I'm successful here. I'm scared to not succeed in the next one. Let's say you are a great, like me, I was a great rapper. I was a great rapper in the French underground. And then I started rapping on a zouk beat. And I remember that I was scared of being judged by the rappers because of me doing rap on zouk songs, on zouk beats. But I was selling 100,000 CDs. So I was saying sorry, the rap album is coming, to people who were not even selling 5,000. I was selling 100K. But I was in that mentality of, You cannot piss off the early bird. And then I start realizing, no, I'm moving to the next phase because I also have, it's a business. It's what I do is a business. Listen, I went from just making beats to rapping to learning to record myself, to programming, to arranging, to writing for other people, writing for singers, writing in English, writing in French, writing in Spanish, writing in Portuguese, writing in Lingala, to being an engineer, to learning how to mix, to learning how to do a CD, to do all my whole graphic design, to etc., etc., etc. And I keep reinventing myself. And every time I reinvent myself, I meet somebody on the way that is telling me, hey, where's the old Kaysha? And I'm like, the old Kaysha is back there in 95? Which version do you want? When you were doing this, One Love. Well, go listen to One Love. Leave me alone. And I get people now telling me, and I kind of understand where people are coming from, because people will view you in their point of view of what they believe you stopped at. So a lot of people, they see me as Kaysha Ondikwa, for example. That for them, yeah, he's the guy who sings that, right? And they see me as somebody who had success, huge, tremendous success between 2003 to 2007. And for them, when they tell me, hey, don't you want to organize a show, a big show about your career, about, to bring the old fans and etc. and celebrate your achievements, etc. I understand where they're coming from, but to me, they're talking to me about old stuff, because I did all that already. I'm not interested in going to your Olympia, where I already did stadiums in Africa. But I understand where they're coming from, but they don't understand that in 2003, I was already an executive producer of 4 or 5 albums, excluding my albums. I was producing Eligio, Sumia, ABG, etc., etc. And I was already making the same amount of money from the shows with the selling of albums. And then I was making way more money from selling albums of the artists that were on my label than shows. And then it just went as it went. And now I'm a full-fledged businessman and an entrepreneur and visionary. I'm making money not only from music, but also from crypto and from NFTs and a lot of other things. And people want to take you back to, 10 reinventions ago. And that's very interesting to be in this predicament, because at the same time, sometimes some people, they're not saying this to piss you off. They're saying this because they admire you. But they don't realize that you are moving fast, and ambitious people, they are not interested in you taking them back to 2010. They are interested in what can you propose to me for 2035? And I meet more people that are trying to take me back to 2003 than people that I can have interesting conversations about 2050. And that's why I was telling a friend of mine you have to surround yourself with the right people who understand your vision, understand what you did and what you consider as done. And most people, it's not going to be because of lack of respect, but most people, they will talk to you about maybe the moment where for them they believe that you have to return. They will talk to you maybe about the moment where you were the most famous, where for you, even those moments were just a progression in the vision of the path you set for yourself. And it's very important to learn that to be able to reinvent yourself, you have to be able to let go of some things. You might have to let go singing. You might have to let go producing. You might have to let go, I don't know, being famous. You might have to let go some things depending on what is your ambition. Because listen, I know some people, they were famous and they were making good money, but they had ambitions to arrive in another level. Their ambitions, maybe they were there, but their ambition was to go there and then there and end up. And at a point, I knew this guy was a DJ, and then, he was doing his DJ thing, et cetera, et cetera. And at a point, he started investing the DJ money in Wall Street, then started learning something, and now he's a multi-millionaire hedge fund manager. And yeah, used to be a DJ, and he still DJ from time to time for the pleasure, but it's just, for fun in his mansion. So it also depends what is your ambition, and you have to always make sure that your ambition, if you need to reinvent yourself for your ambition, you don't let the people who put you in whatever box they put you in prevent you from reinventing yourself. MJ with Moto, what up? How you doing? Are you doing the new remix? I forgot the song it is, but there's a new remix somewhere. Kaysha.com/remix. Ezekiel is saying, I recently bought Bambi Cruz album where you produced song Sous les cocotiers. Did I rap on that? Yeah. With MC Solar. It was the first time I performed in l'Olympia, I believe, unless it's a bigger place. I think it was l'Olympia. It was in 94. And actually, because of that album, I made my first SACEM, and I made like 40,000 francs, and I could buy myself my JV 2080, and I think my Mackie mixer. Yeah. Bambi Cruz, amazing album. It was executive produced by MC Solar. And then the song with the 8 guys is I forgot the name. I found it on YouTube the other day. I still remember my flow. I still remember my flow from that time. That's crazy. Oh yeah. It's Hallelujah. Yeah, now I remember. I'm telling MJ that I don't remember that our song is being remixed. I think I'm gonna do it. Too. I'm gonna do something too. I actually received 4 remixes already. Some of these people, they fast. It seems like when I put the remix out, they're already there. Jolie Lumière, thank you. Merci Nat. That's crazy. All right. listen, I'm not staying long this episode. I'm staying another 20 minutes. I want to talk to you about Congo. But Wheel 97, what up? I don't want to talk to you about Congo the same way that everybody has been talking to you about Congo. Because it's very interesting when I've known the Congo wars for 30, 40 years, right? So, to me, whenever there's an emotional moment where, nowadays the war is not just the war on the ground, it's also the war of information, the war of who will create the most tweets, manifestations in the streets, etc., put their flags up, etc. And people like me who are public figures, we tend to get pressured into having to say not something. We have to say the same thing everybody's saying. And everybody's angry, everybody's emotional, everybody's from their sofa in the French or the Belgium suburbs, they're saying we are at war, but they're not taking the plane to go and fight with the people who are paid $100 to go die. No, they're on their phones that are made with the minerals that are the reasons of the war, and they just tweeting and they're posting stuff. And me, I have a different issue. I have two issues. My first issue is that I'm too smart. My second issue is I know way too much from the inside because of who I am. So when I repost stuff because you have to repost stuff to make people happy. But in reality, when you know what has been happening the last 30 years, like me, and you cannot really say it because you're a public figure, you want to protect yourself and your family and the people are listening to you, that sometimes some information you cannot give to everybody. What up, Natalie? What up, Bambino? You end up in my situation. What up, Sony Star? You end up in my situation where you're like, okay, what do I say? Do I say the same thing as everybody? And I cry and I yell and I'm angry or do I do what I usually do? I talk. I try to find a different angle to talk about the situation. And a great thing about me, what up, Dalia? A great thing about me, a great thing. One thing about me is, I know a lot of people who were actually participating in this whole dispute between a few different forces about a particular region that is full of minerals. And well, my whole family went in exile at a point because of that. So, interestingly, I was dining with my dad 2 days ago. And he told me it's 1997 all over again. Back when my dad was under Mobutu, everything you guys are seeing now is exactly what happened back in those days. It's the same story that happened the same way, or maybe even worse. 1997, the soldiers said to themselves, it's not worth dying for that. All the weapons they had, they didn't have the will, and they just left the weapons on the field and they fled. And the people, so Uganda, I guess, Rwanda, and the different forces that were on one part, they took Goma. After taking Goma, they continued the route to Bukavu. Once they had that, all they had to do was march to Kinshasa with the person that they chose to control the country for them. And at that time, that person was Kabila the father. And then Mobutu went to negotiate on a boat with South Africa, what was the ultimate humiliation, and negotiations didn't go well. He was sick already. He then removed himself to Morocco, and once he was in Morocco, he died there. Rest in peace. And interestingly, Kagame was already the person who came back to power of Rwanda, took control of Rwanda, and was one of the people calling the shots that put Kabila in Kinshasa. The only problem is, and then after that, Mobutu became what we call a pestiféré. Nobody wanted to help him, and the friends of yesterdays became the people who didn't care of that day. And then he died a paria in Morocco. And after that, in power was Laurent Désiré Kabila, who, once he was there, didn't do none of the things he agreed to do with the people who gave him the possibility to be where he was. And strangely, he got murdered by his own bodyguard, who disappeared, vanished. All right. So, Then after that, his son arrived. I mean, they put it out of a hat like a magic trick, and boop, they put him there. And listen, things were not great, but they were okay. And then, so I'm thinking carefully of what I'm going to say, because I don't want you to know some things that you don't need to know. There's some things that I keep for private conversation. So there's a point where negotiations were made 7 years ago, or whenever Kabila's reign ended. And again, the person who was supposed to do the things he was supposed to do didn't respect his engagement. And the corruption that we've seen is unprecedented. People were corrupt before, but now listen, the people that you want to send, the young people that you want to send, and you want to say, vive les FARDC, they're getting paid $100 a month to go die. And you just want to post stuff on Instagram. I'm sorry. I would tell them go home. For $100, it's not worth it. They should be paid $5,000 a month. Why they paid $100 a month and why they don't receive rations to eat? Because all these money is being taken away by the people who are supposed to receive that money, and then because of corruption. So again, listen, I'm trying to say stuff without saying stuff. Bear with me. The same people who put LDK in power back in 97 are the same people calling the shots again. The same exact people in the different countries around are telling the person that they helped put in power, you again didn't do what you have to do. It's time for you to get removed. So they are repeating the exact scenario. 97 all over again. Soldiers, underpaid, are saying it's not worth it. They leave the weapons on the field, they remove their uniforms, they put themselves in the population give them clothing, and they pretend that they are farmers because it's not worth it. Mercenaries, we heard about mercenaries from Romania who are supposed to be paid $10,000 a month. Even them, the 10,000, there's a part that is taken by the corrupt people that are there right now. And they're like, it's not worth it. Let me go home. Fuck it. That's where we are. And now they took Goma. Next stop, Bukavu. Next stop, negotiations. And you are negotiating the same way as Zelensky is negotiating from a standpoint of Russia winning, and what they will tell you is, where do you want to exile? And if you don't want to exile, how do you want to die? And then they will put somebody who will find a solution where everybody makes money, because all these people, Trump is in power now, and Trump doesn't care, but Elon and Apple, they do care. They need the coltan, the tin, all these things. Listen to what Trump told Zelensky now. Said, hey, all this money that Biden gave you, you're gonna have to pay in rare materials that are under Ukraine. Because it's not about the raped women, it's not about the soldiers, it's not about the Congolese people or the Rwanda people, it's about the mega corporation that are making money. You guys can hate Rwanda how much you want, or defend it how much you want, and fight between each other. It doesn't matter. The same way that in the east side of Ukraine, Ukrainian Russians are fighting with Russians and Western Ukrainian. In the end, what really matters to the United States of America is the trillions of dollars worth of rare minerals that are under the ground. So if you look at all this without an emotional point of view, the same way I'm looking at it, because I've been through the whole shit. I've been in exile with my family. I've seen my family suffer. I've hated Congo for years before coming back and finding love again because of the whole same shit. Now that I look at it with an adult point of view, and also knowing what happened the last 7 years from the inside, and I cannot tell you, because I'm the son of, I'm public figure, blah, 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 blah. So those who have my number will call me and I will tell them the real thing. Anyway, for you guys, at the Trump inauguration, Apple was there. Google was there. Microsoft was there. Tesla was there. And all of them are part of the big AI revolution. And to do the AI, you need graphical cards. To do the graphical cards, to run all these billions of dollars of operation, you need coltan. Where is coltan? In Congo. So the situation has to be simplified for them. And the Americans, they don't care about who dies. All they know is, hey, listen, what's going on out there? The guy that it was not the right guy. Yeah, it was not. Remove them then. We can remove him? Yeah. Do what you have to do. Okay, cool. Goma, Bukavu, 1997, all over again, because back in the 60s, the CIA put Mobutu in power because they needed the region to be stable. That was the reason. They needed him to be there instead of a Lumumba that was a communist. So the Americans, they were like, yep, we need our guy there, and everything has to stay stable. So he stays stable for a certain time. Then he got too rich, started having velleities, had to remove him, called their boys the small countries that are super armed. It's the same thing with the Middle East and the small country out there. And it's the same thing in Ukraine. It's the same playbook. And that's exactly what you're seeing. And I'm not going to say no name, but some people from Congo were invited at the Trump inauguration. And a lot of people are in the shadows repeating everything that happened in 1997. And they are controlling the people that you are seeing, the rebels. And I don't know if they will go and they will succeed in their operation, but personally, I can see it clear as day. Somebody gave the order. The mining companies, the Glencore, the sister countries from the US, Israel, etc. They were like, yo. This region need to be stabilized. Do what you have to do to remove these guys. And yeah, listen, you the public can continue to yell about what you yell about and do the manifestation, etc. Listen, there are a lot of exactions. There's a lot of things that are going on. I'm just giving you a side note of what is really happening. The emotional part, it works too. Listen, it's not one narrative against the other, but the real geopolitical things that are happening in the back, it's this. And for the Americans, what they want is stability. Everything else, it's not their problem. So I hope I didn't say too much, and I hope I said enough for you to understand. Sorry, listen, if I was a politician, but I'm not. So I'm just gonna sing some songs, all right? But yeah, it's 1997 all over again. That's all you need to know. And then you do what you want with it. Now, I'm gonna play you a nice song, and I'm gonna go watch some YouTube videos. Ezekiel, I know. So Ezekiel says, does Kabila have to come back again? Well, he doesn't need to. He just needs to be part of the team of people who will choose who they put there. But whoever takes power is going to be controlled by these people. Just like in 1997. I'm curious to know. My nephew, sometimes you have to focus on music. MJ, so Americans want stability to be able to get the resources they need from the region. Exactly. And they will get it from the people who are organized and who they know they can trust. Which are, listen, let me not talk about Congo. I'm not talking to you from what my point of view, all right? I'm talking to you from the way the Americans, they view things. In the Middle East, you have oil, gas. Under Gaza, on the seashores of Gaza, you have a lot of gas. And all around there, you have a lot of oil, right? So for the Americans, the Israelis are the ones that are organized and that are a democratic society from their point of view. For them, Saudi Arabia more or less too, and for them, everybody else is savages who are mounting camels and are being terrorists, etc. That's their point of view. So they arm the small country that is organized and that they are in alliance with to control the whole region. That's it. Because they don't want to go there. But they send all the weapons and yeah, you guys take care of everything. All we want is what is under the ground to go from your shores and go to us. And we will protect you for that. So you are the cop in the region. Take care of all these people. So if they could remove that little Gaza Strip and make it like a place where the thing could go and directly, it would be amazing. But world population would not like it. But they would love to do this. In Congo, it's the same thing. Rwanda is smaller, more organized, less corrupted, and more reliable from their point of view. From their point of view, Congolese leaders are always, they say something, then they do the opposite, and every time we put somebody there, he always betrayed whatever he said he would do. And they drink and they fuck and they just dance, and they're not serious people, those Bantu people. That's how they view it. Well, that's how they view it. Or that's their experience from all the leaders that they put there or they help put there. We are not serious. But the same guy that has been there since he returned from exile, he's been serious. The country, look at this, it's clean, it's done. We do business with them. The coltan goes there, goes to the port there, it arrives to us, everything works. From their point of view, it makes sense that we stabilize the region and you guys take care of the whole thing, and let's try to make everybody have their share. Now the problem is, when everybody has their share, Rwanda will take a lot of this money and modernize the country. Train their armies, etc., etc. Congo, they will take their share and put it in their pockets. Instead of taking some of the money, give 5,000 a month to your army, you will give 100. Because the rest of the 4,900 is in your pocket to buy a house in Belgium. So the Americans, listen, they have spies everywhere. They know what you do. They're like, these guys are not serious. All right, let's try with this one. Again, let's kill him. Boom. All right, he has a son. Let's put him there. All right, Well, listen, things were cool with him. Things were cool with him, but then Biden arrived. It was like, yo, it's time to go. Yeah, but everything is fine. It's time to go. Listen, the people hate you. Listen, the same people that used to hate him, they want him to come back now. They're like, oh, finally, it was better when he was here. Now, we had a nice transition. We tried a new person, and there was a deal that was made. And these guys, they didn't respect the deal at all. So it's time to remove them and put somebody new. Listen, if I was me, if it was me, you guys would hate me because I would do what is right for the people to stop being killed. And what is right is to let everybody has a little bit of, control. Secure the whole region. Give a little bit to Uganda, give a little bit to Rwanda, I know it's unpopular, but at least the people stop dying. But nobody cares about the people. And the Americans, you think they care about the people? Please. What they care about is when is the minerals arriving to us? Because the only two places in the world where you have coltan is Congo and China. And China is about to beat the Americans with the AI thing, with the deep blue sea, forgot the name. So the AI race has started. The crypto race has started. All this is electronic warfare, and you need to control those minerals. You guys can cry how much you want about the populations. These people don't care. For them, it's just numbers. They don't care. So they will do what has to be done, remove who has to be removed, and give the control of this country to who they believe should have it. I wish I could be more clear, but I can't. I know too much, and who has my number can send me a WhatsApp. Gino Photograph, I'm good, thanks. Anyway, diplomacy is not easy. Oh, listen, geopolitics is not easy. Keki Media, what up? Oh, DeepSeek. Yeah, thanks. Yeah. It is what it is. Listen, put some likes, my people. Black Free Thinker, what up? China already has the USA beat in the soft power game. Yep. Listen, we are entering a world of blocks. We are entering a world of multi-polar activity where it's gonna be I'll send you a voice note, MJ, afterwards with the real version. So as I was saying, it's a multipolar world where you're gonna have the BRICS on one side, you're gonna have the Russians, the Chinese, the Indians, and the Americans. And it used to be just the Americans on top of the food chain and then everybody else. And now the playing field is starting to level where you have some real competition that is coming, and it continues to be one planet with the same resources for everybody, and everybody has always understand this from the beginning of humanity. The people have always been fighting for the resources, whether it is tea, gold, etc., coltan, metal, wood, opium. It's always the same thing. It's always about the resources. The Europeans were fine in their countries, but the gold was out there in the Americas. So they start going there with their boats, and they start discovering places that were already with people in there. It's always been about the resources. So I could go and I could even have started this talking about how the east of Congo, before the Belgium, when Germany lost like that whole region, Rwanda, Burundi, all this part was German, and then it got cut, and some parts were also cut from Rwanda, put in Belgium, Congo. Then the Belgians also took control of Rwanda, and that's how all these problems begun. And some people might even say, from the Rwanda point of view, that the regions where they are mining belong to them, the same way as Israel is saying this about the north and south, and they want expansion. Like, this is nothing new. This is nothing new about the world. It was the same thing in Kosovo. Ukraine is the same thing. Territorial battle about minerals is nothing new. It's nothing new, but you have to try to understand these issues not from an emotional point of view, but more from a geopolitical and historical point of view, and understand what is really going on. And then, once you know a little bit more, you're like, oh, okay. Damn. Shit. And then you become like me. That's a problem. You don't really want to post nothing because you understand what is going on. And once you understand that it's way more complicated than you think, and then you just post, because if you don't post, people are gonna come and yell at you. So yeah. G le photographe, do you speak Lingala? Yeah, a little bit, sometime, when I have to. But I understand very well. All right, my people. It is what it is. Exactly after the First World War. It was the first, yeah. It was after the first. They just, what up, Blue Man? They just divided people, like Ivory Coast and Burkina. It was Burkina? I think it was that. It was called Haute Volta, Basse Volta. You had you just have to look at how the world was divided. There's a lot of land that were just cut in two because of people that had nothing to do with these lands just decided to share between themselves the different land. And when they gave back the independence in the 60s, well, then a lot of people started becoming little chieftains of the different parts of lands. And it's not just people who are trying to defend their countries. There's a lot of people who want to control the places where the mine rolls are. And whoever controls and do a deal with the US is rich. So everybody wants control. It's simple as that. And the US have the people that they want to deal with because they know. So you guys can cry as much as you want about, yeah, but it's our country. They don't care. And it's going to be the same thing with Ukraine. At a point, they're going to lose part of their territory because they're going to be a negotiation between people that were not fighting. The million of people who died in this war or got wounded, nobody will care about them in the US and Russian when they will negotiate. And yeah, Trump will be like, yo, listen, it's a business negotiation. Putin, what do you want? Yo, listen. Yeah, listen, I want this, this, and this, and this. Leave me alone. I don't want no NATO, no thing, and no them being in Europe, all that stuff. They stay neutral. And Trump will be, all right, cool. In exchange, can you do this, this, this? Can you come back to SWIFT? I don't know if I want to do this. They will negotiate. And yeah, listen, everybody who died for this, they will be like, damn, we got fucked. And it's the same thing here too. And everywhere in reality. But yeah, listen, one day when I come back to Paris and I organize my next dinner, I'll have better explanation. My pleasure, Nasta. I wish I could be more explicit, but then you would understand that I'm a CIA agent. I read that Australia, Canada, and 3 other countries want to create their own economic trade bloc too. Of course. And it makes sense to be more geographic in the world of today. And listen, I would not want to play a game where my competition is the creator of the game. And that the dollar is the reserve that is also owned by the US, and they can print as much as they want because then the whole game isn't fair. They should not be able, if it's the world reserve, they should not be able to print as they need. And that was the deal when we gave our gold to them in Bretton Woods in 48, I believe, or whenever it was. There was some deals and stuff. And then the US was supposed to be pegged to the gold that everybody sent there. And then one day they said, the gold is, the US dollar is pegged to the US dollar. So how do we know how much it's worth? Well, it's worth what we tell you. And yeah, we control SWIFT, we control the whole market, we decide the price of materials, everything is done in Wall Street, and that's it. And we can bully everybody we want. And yeah, Angola, you buying too much stuff in Portugal, boom, remove you from SWIFT because of whatever. We can decide that you're funding terrorism and etc. That's the world where we are, where the US abused their position. And now people are saying that we don't want to play the game anymore. So the BRICS is creating their own thing. And yeah, listen, the euro was supposed to be that. But then everybody got scared of the US. But listen, the European countries, they also resent the US in reality because sometimes they want to do something for themselves and the US comes and say, oh, tariffs. Listen, go listen to Trump a little more. Like, not the, go listen to what he says. For real, for real. And you will be like, oh shit. Listen, these people just want to stay on top of the food chain and the other ones want to escape the domination. It's as simple as that. It's nothing else. And the Americans will say, who's the good ones, who the bad ones. If you're part of the bad ones, human rights, etc., don't matter anymore. Because you're part of the bad ones. So we can do whatever we want, destroy you, whatever. If you're part of the good one, the allies, you have to do what we say. If not, we cannot protect you. Simple as that. So that was the last 70 years. And the way the world works and the way empires work if you look well, the empires only last 70 years. Roman Empire, Dutch Empire, English Empire, etc., etc. It's usually 70 years, and then it crumbles from inside. And then there's a new one. There's usually a war or something, and then a new one arrives. That's exactly how the American Empire started. They watched the Europeans fight each other with the Germans, the whole World War II. They were waiting on the side once everybody was tired. Actually, the Russians are the ones who saved everybody, and then they lost. They paid a real human price, and then after that, the Americans did the Normandy, and that's when the German capitulated, and then the US said, seems like nobody has money anymore. Water, somebody? US dollars? And that's how they got power. So once you understand all that, well, you prepared. All right. My people, it's always a pleasure talking to all of you guys. Petite Rose, merci beaucoup. Martin, what up? Lumen, what up? So, yeah. I will see you Wednesday for those who speak French for Internet du Village. And in the meantime, I'm going to play you a new track that I just released last week with Elisio. I hope you enjoyed this show. Don't forget to leave a like. Don't forget to put the flags of where you're watching from in the chat. And it's a Monday morning for you. All right, I'm leaving you with first of all, I forgot to tell you, this show is brought to you by Shada. And thanks to our sponsors. Don't forget to leave any super chat to become the stream royalty for February. Happy Valentine's Day for, I know, I'll be live before Valentine's Day. So big up. And I'll leave you with my new track, The Baddest Chick with Elisio. And I will see you when I see you. All right, peace.
When she walks, everybody bow down. My girl kills and run that shit. She runs around with some fierce homies. My girl is the baddest chick. You don't wanna mess with her. You wanna make sure your game is tight. There you have it, yeah. When she gets to the party, watch the other girls bow down. When she gets to the party, watch the other girls bow down.
Desde que o primeiro date, bobo, aquele nível so high. Aquele beijo doce, fazem voar to the sky. Esporte e sol juntos, é só benção. Divina conexão, gratidão, só benção. De tudo mulher que enconche, porque te ganha easy. Bonita, inteligente, que aquele que dera sexy. A única nos momentos suave. Feito um canta esquece. Primeiro confiança, sabia, era bom. Denos primeiro beijo,